Hello, I'm Rowan, and something has happened with 24-bit PCM and getting Davinci Resolve to recognize them. And for some reason, there's something going on with Davinci Resolve, and it's not wanting to read 24-bit PCM audio. So I'm going to hop us over to here, and we're going to get started on this issue right now. I am currently in OBS, and I'm looking at my settings. I'm going to bring those up over here. In output recording, I am using QuickSync AV1. I am using an FFmpeg ALAC, and I am using an MP4 recording format. I am not using a different format. I'm not using QuickTime. This is using a fragmented MP4, and I'm using the ALAC 24-bit because that works. And I think I know why, but I don't know if that makes any sense at all. So now I'm going to go over to Davinci Resolve. Okay, I saved the file and I'm recording another file now. I'm going to go into Davinci Resolve, and I'm going to right-click in here and import media. Go to the 21st and sort by date. 9:26 p.m. That's the file. It says it's an MP4 file. Well, that's the one that I'm recording right now. The one just before this, the one that I just finished for you, that's the other file there. It's also an MP4 file. All right. And I am going to hit open. So that's that there. It's a video and audio. It says it's a QuickTime. Shouldn't it say this is an MP4? And it's using Apple Lossless, because if I do that, okay, so that's going to work because it's using Apple Lossless for a QuickTime. But shouldn't it be a MP4 format or some other format? Why is it saving as a QuickTime? And even this other one that I know works, it's still listed as a QuickTime. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, do you see these files down here? This file over here on the far left, that one there. That one is PM94336MP4. PM94336MP4. It's listed as a QuickTime AV1. It's using linear PCM. Yeah. And it was created on Saturday, January 31st of this year. Okay. It has audio. I just imported it. It was created on January 31st. PM124514 MP4. That's one I made today. That's a video I made today. And it's also a QuickTime. It's an AV1. For some reason it's being listed as QuickTime, whatever. And it's also linear PCM, but it has no audio. And I thought, well, maybe I didn't record any audio. So I opened it up in another video player. And it has audio, and it's linear PCM. So guess what I did? I put it in Handbrake, and I remuxed it so that it came across as 1245.14 Remux MP4. And let's take a look at the info on that one. There it is. 1245.14 Remux MP4, video and audio, today's date, QuickTime AV1, and we're using the Apple lossless on that because I converted it in my Pineapple Express software in Handbrake. That's right. And so that one has audio. This one doesn't. This one does. The difference? Well, I made them both today. They're both the same file. The second one here is using Apple lossless. The first one, it's using PCM, which I know it's not supposed to work with QuickTime, but why are these showing up as QuickTime in the first place? I'm confused. I'm obviously confused. Is there something weird going on here? Just to verify, I used an older version of OBS to make this file over here, number 4, the one on, right there. So that's 2026 02 21 2058. Okay. 2026 02 21. Okay, that's an MP4 file. Duh. Okay. It comes across as a QuickTime also. And it's an AV1 linear PCM. And of course, it has no audio. Well, duh, because it wasn't working today. But the problem is it was working on the 31st. What's going on? What is going on? I don't know. I don't know. Something changed. And Davinci Resolve will still load PCM files from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So right now, if I go load an old file that uses PCM, linear PCM, it's going to load and the audio is going to work just fine. So what's happening is somewhere between OBS writing the file with linear PCM and Davinci Resolve trying to read the PCM file that was created today is not working. But if I have it read a file that was made a month ago, it works just fine. Here, let's go and import a video or import media from 129. That's probably the same file that I just opened. That file is named 1039.16. Not there, not there, not there. So none of these files that are down here are 1039.16. If I make sure I grab the right one and drag it over here, and I'm going to tell you that this file that I made at 10:39 a.m. on the 25th has got audio. See? So Davinci Resolve is capable of reading linear PCM 24-bit audio on MP4 files that I saved at the end of last month. But Davinci Resolve cannot read PCM 24-bit audio on MP4 files that I saved today from OBS. But if I open those files with another piece of software, they all play because OBS saved the files properly into PCM 24-bit audio. But for some reason, the file can't be read by, I don't know where it's dying. I don't know. And I tried making files in an older version of OBS, but that's not it. So I think there's some incompatibility happening here. OBS is writing the right file format because it wouldn't open in here in Media Player Classic. The file wouldn't open in Media Player Classic if okay, so that's the one that I'm recording on right now, and that's one that I recorded just before here. If I open that, see, I have audio. It works in Media Player Classic. But if I try to open that same file in Davinci Resolve, it doesn't work. If I open it in Handbrake, it works. But I have to convert from in Handbrake, I have to convert the audio to a different audio type to be able to bring it into Davinci Resolve. But I just literally updated Davinci Resolve today because I was having this audio problem. I don't know where it's broken. I know that OBS is writing PCM24bit, and I know that other applications can open the 24-bit PCM. But for some reason it's not working in, well, I'm not able to import the 24-bit PCM files that I write today, but I'm able to import the ones that I wrote a month ago. Is there something different in the way that the files are being written? I think that OBS is sending the file out properly, but then there's something in the Windows system that writes the file that isn't writing it correctly, so that new files that are being made in Windows, even though they're being sent correctly to whatever widget writes the actual file format, whatever library or driver or whatever you want to call it, that converts the file into the PCM 24-bit, is writing it in a way that Davinci Resolve does not like. So until this gets fixed, I'm going to have to use the Apple lossless codec. Yeah. And I still don't know why they're all being called QuickTimes, but that's just me. I'm an idiot. So if anybody has any information as to why this is happening, I'd really like you guys to leave a comment or something telling me what's going on, okay? All right. Hopefully you guys can help me. Okay. So, just as a final check, I decided that just to make sure I'm not going completely crazy, I know it's too late, but just to make sure, I decided to open up my older copy of OBS and open up the settings in it. So here we are in my older copy of OBS with, we're not going to save any changes. We're going to go to the File, Settings, and we're going to go to Output, and we're going to pick Recording and Standard. We can go for Custom if we wanted to, but we're Standard, and it's going to go there, and we're going to pick Fragmented MP4 and QuickSync AV1, and then our audio encoder, which is currently PCM 24-bit. Yeah, that all makes sense, right? Now, we're going to switch over to QuickTime MOV. And if you see down here, it says the audio or video encoder section was reset due to incompatibility. Please select a compatible encoder for the list or from the list. So our encoder can be either of these or X264 if we're using QuickTime. So a .mov file cannot use a AV1 encoder. If you have an AV1 encoder, you have to be using something other than QuickTime, because QuickTime will not use AV1 encoding. So how is it that we're not going to save changes? How is it that if we load Davinci Resolve, how is it this file here, this PCM24bit.mp4 file, is a QuickTime with AV1 and linear PCM? I thought that you're not allowed to make QuickTimes with AV1 and linear PCM. That's what OBS says we can't write. But there it is. This is one of my older files again. So I'm going to drag it down here. And yeah, so here we are. Plenty of audio. It's an MP4 file. Not a QuickTime. What's broken? I don't know, but something's broken. Until they fix it, I'll be using the 24-bit ALAC. Hope this helped. Bye.